Okay, so let's talk about how do you get your own website. If you're a business owner and you want your own website, I'm going to tell you how to get it, and I'm going to tell you how to get one for free. Depending on the type of website you want to get. So in most cases, I'm going to kind of touch on different types of websites, but I'm primarily going to focus on, in most cases, you just want a face for your business to be online. So it's like a business card or like a business flyer online so people can find you on the internet. And you may just want to have like your store hours, the products, pictures of your products, or your about page, or where people can contact you and basically find out a little more information about you. So I'm going to tell you how to do it for free. But currently, it's two things you have to pay for that's ongoing. It's not a one-time fee. You have to pay about a year or about a month. As long as your website is active, you're going to have to pay for it. So it's like a house. You don't just buy it and you own it. You have to pay taxes to maintain it. If you don't continue to pay taxes on the house, they will take it. It's just kind of similar with a website. Then you have so it's two things you need for the website. You need hosting and you need a domain name. A domain name is just basically the name of the website. So instead of going to wix.com/your business name, you can have yourbusinessname.com. So it's like the address of your house. So if your house didn't have an address, people wouldn't know how to find it. So a domain name is basically the address for your website, how people find it, by typing in your domain name, just like walmart.com, for example. So you have to pay. It's fairly cheap for a domain name, but you have to pay. You normally pay about a year for a domain name. It's roughly about $40 a year, which can be, give or take around $3 a month or something like that. So it's fairly cheap, but it's like something you can't avoid at this moment that I'm aware of a custom domain. And you want a custom domain because it makes people easier to find you. So the next thing you're going to need is hosting, which I'm going to tell you how to avoid this cost based on the primary businesses out there. You have to pay, typically you have to pay for hosting. It's roughly, can be from $15 to $50 and up a month. And that's ongoing, just like the domain name. As long as you have your website, you have to pay the hosting. So hosting is just like the land that your house is on. You have to pay to have it hosted online. So that's an ongoing bill. But again, I'm going to tell you a way to avoid this cost. Alright, so that's the two things you need. You need to get hosting, you need to get a domain name. However, you can get both of them in the same place if you go for a website builder. So step 3 is basically you need to find a website builder. So you can get these things separate, or you can use a website builder and get a lot of this stuff all in one. So for the website builder, you have Wix, you have Squarespace, you have Weebly, you have WordPress, just to name a few. So you need to figure out what type of business you have. So based on the type of business you have, you gotta decide what website builder you want, which really most of them kind of are very similar. But if you're just doing a standard business and you just want your business to be just an online flyer of your business with information, then you really don't need a website builder. You can go with something called Google Sites, what I just found out about it, and it's 100% free. And you can get up to like 2,000 pages, and I think you can even get more than that, but it just said, you may have a little but you may have a little performance, may go down after 2,000 pages. It doesn't use your Google storage. It has its own storage, and you can use your email address and you can build your own website for free. It comes with You can have your custom domain. I mean, a whole nine, just like all the other website builders, and you can build it for free. Now, it does have limitations. However, that depends on your business, because why pay for a Squarespace or a website builder if you're not even using the features that you're paying for? So again, if you're just using a standard website with just a contact form, with just about us, your hours, your directions and stuff like that, then Google Sites will work just fine. If you want to sell products, you got an e-commerce business, and you want to sell directly from your website, not linking to your store, but you want your store directly embedded on your website, or actually part of your website feature, because you can link or embed a store in Google Sites. But if you want Google Sites to host the actual store, then you may have to go with a website builder. Again, if you're selling courses or any type of products, you got anything other than just a basic website, you may have to go with like Squarespace or Wix or Weebly, and they all kind of similar in price. They're going to cost you from like 10 to like $50 and up. So that's per month, or you can pay by a year. Because normally you get a deal if you pay by a year. So that's that if you want a high-end website. Now, you still have to build it. Now, I know a lot of these website builders, they make it easy for you to build it. If you're not tech savvy, then you may have to have somebody still put it together for you. Or I think now they have like templates you can use, but you're still going to have some hands-on putting it together. You're going to have to load your information. You're going to have to, probably watch tutorials on how to change out the images and how to work it. If you have the time, by all means, go ahead and, you can do it yourself. Or if you don't have the time and you're not into like building websites, then you may have to hire or get somebody that to build it for you. So the good thing about Google Sites is very similar to all the rest of them. The Squarespace, the Wix, and the Weebly. Now, they don't have all the features that they have, but it has the basic stuff. It has everything you need. And it allows you to embed code, which means you can add your own code, which means you can customize it outside of the limitations that Google Sites give you. So that's good news if you want to code it yourself, or somebody who code that can help you. So I recommend, if you just got a generic site, utilize Google Sites. The next thing is your content. So what's going to be on your website? So have this stuff handy, especially if you're hiring or you're getting somebody to build it for you. You want to have this stuff ready. Like what pictures you want to put on your website. What is your company about? What you going to put in your about section? Your contact information. What is your contact? If somebody wanted to contact you, how would they contact you? You have a business address, or you want to have your contact form. What are you going to require people to put in a contact form? Like you may require, do you have a newsletter? Do you want to add a newsletter to the contact form? Your logo, this is very important. Have your logo ready. Have a PNG, which means no background, of your logo. What colors that you want on your website. What's your mission statement? What's your vision statement? Do you have pictures of your products? Do you have a description of your products? Do you have prices you want to put on your website? Know all this type of stuff. About the owner, or you want to talk about your team, or you want to have testimonies on there, or you want to have reviews. What reviews, what people say about it. Like, have all that information available so people can build your website for you, or you can put it together yourself. Because if you try to do it while you're building the website, it's going to take much longer and it's going to be more frustrating. So you want to have that information ahead of time. So you want to use quality images. You know, you want to use images, and you want your images to kind of be the same size as well. You don't want to have like a small image, a big image, a rectangle image, square image, circle image. It's going to look like a collage. It's going to look less professional unless you going for like an artist type look. So you definitely want to find out what text or content you want the website to say, and you kind of want to build the website around the colors of your logo. So if you have a red logo, you don't want to have like yellow or something that's going to clash with that color in your website, because you want to make it look presentable, make the design look professional. So think about these things when you're doing the content of your website. Okay, once your website is together, you got your services, you got your images, and you either build it yourself or you pay somebody to build it for you. Now you have to, once you publish it, which within the builder you're using, they allow you to publish it. You make sure the domain name is attached, and then you submit it to the search engines. And again, if you're not familiar with that, the person who building the website will do it for you. You just submit it to Google, Yahoo, or whatever search engines is out there. And make sure they know your website is there. That's basically what submitting the search engines does. It helps Google see your website, so when somebody's searching for it, they can find it a little easier. And the last step is ongoing maintenance or ongoing updates. As your business grows and business changes, you're going to have things you need to change on a website. So you may have a new product you want to put on a website. That means a new image, new product description, or you may have a new team member you want to put on a website, or whatever. Your logo may change, or you're going to need like regular maintenance. So if that's something you're going to do yourself, you just go into Google Sites and you just make the updates as needed. But if that's not your forte, and you want somebody else to do it, or your designer to do it, you have to figure out a way to pay for like long-time support. So that's an ongoing fee as well. And normally it doesn't cost that much, because it's not like a website redesign. It's just basically like uploading images or uploading blogs or uploading text. But you still need to think about ongoing maintenance. So that's about it when it comes to building your own website or getting your website. If there's anything, like I said, with products or something like that, you probably want to go with a builder with that feature already built in. But if you don't have to worry, if you don't want to worry about that, you can just go with like Google Sites. It's the cheapest route because it's entirely free. All you're doing is paying for the domain name and whatever maintenance or person you want to design it for you. All right, so that's about it. And I will see you in the next one. Be blessed.